There I go. Okay. Sorry, the microphone was somehow busted. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Finally, you can hear me. Welcome to the second RoseCast, and I'm lagging already. Nice. Oh my god. The bit rates are dropping hell. Okay, it should be fine. Hello, everyone. Um, Today I have two special guests with me. I have Xeberneth or Saberneth or Sabertooth. No, and we have back the Legendary Lyn and this, and that's it really. I'm gonna just unmute myself now and let's start it off. I don't want to delay this furthermore. All right,
Planga.
I'm back. Hello.
Planga. Oh wait, are we?
Yes, we
Are
are live.
oh,
We are on
dude!
air. We
No,
are live.
please don't tell me that the first thing I said was Planga.
That it was that.
No, no, fuck.
That is the perfect way
I
to start,
I
Lyn.
I had the best timing for this.
Planga, everybody. Planga.
Do I have a planger? Any kind of thing?
I'll give you a sub real quick if that's if you lack the power of Planga.
Planger wicked.
Yeah. Planga wicked. Hello,
Oh.
Noxy.
Okay.
Are we on the fancy screen yet? Or
Hold on. Alright, I'm switching, guys. I'm pro at this. I'm the best streamer ever.
professional
Hey!
streamer? Ooh,
We're on the
bumper.
podcast stream.
Look at that transition. God damn.
Yeah, it's really old and kind of trashy, but it still
Well,
works.
I mean, yeah, it works. I mean, it's good. Like, you know, you're on a podcast or a video editor, or you're not on the podcast of a video editor.
Yeah, I completely forgot that I put on a chat background thing that I can move here, by the way. But yeah, I don't know where's the chat. Come on, guys, type something. I need to see the chat.
Chat, talk.
Ah, there it is. Okay, that's perfect. Uh-huh.
Speaking of talk, by the way, what are we talking about?
I have no clue, guys.
All right. This podcast lasted about 2 minutes. We're out of topics.
Yeah.
No.
And we are finishing. Let's just wrap it up and let's go home.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the payment, I guess. As well. My PayPal's in your DMs.
Zeb, why did you pick Salem?
How could I not pick Salem? Salem is the best cat.
Did you actually watch the show? Lyn, did you watch the show?
What show?
What was Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or what was the name?
No, I never watched it.
What? You never watched it?
How could you not?
No. Well, wait.
Did you have a childhood?
I mean, Lyn? I did. I watched. I watched like Doug and stuff. Very good.
Oh, that was great. I love Doug. You mean the cartoon with the almost bald guy with the dog? Yeah, that's fun. I love those.
No, I wasn't like as a kid. I wasn't really into live action much, so I was more of a cartoon kid, right?
Sabrina was. Wait, there was. Oh, wait. I remember one that was like, you know, kind of live. Well, it was kind of live action because it was. I think if you call it. Like, what? I don't know what was the name. Like Clarissa or something. I'm not sure.
Don't ask me about anything live action.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was. It was kind of fun. I actually don't remember. I should actually look up next time. Oh man. You made me nostalgic already with these old stuff.
Melissa Joan Hart. Isn't that the woman who later played in like Joey and Melissa or something on Comedy Central?
I have no clue.
Yeah, Melissa and Joey. Okay. And then I actually did see that it was mostly because when I came back from work. That was a horrible time of my life as well. Well, the more I know. It will be probably very awkward for me to like start watching it now. But maybe I'll like find one episode and I'll.
I think the old shows were great. I actually really, I don't know, but every time I bump into some like older shows or like cartoons that I used to watch as a kid, I just get so nostalgic because I completely forgot how many there was. How many there was. It's just I don't know. I remember many, but when I actually check like the 90s cartoons intros, and they are just like I just suddenly realize that there is like 10 times more than I actually remember.
Well, there's also you have this situation where, like, yes, there was a lot of cartoons, and you maybe didn't watch all of them, but
Yeah.
you would know about a few more just from like intros or like bumpers or whatever between the shows.
Kibo is right, and some of them were very bad. I mean, some of them were actually very bad. I think I don't know because some people actually enjoyed some that I used to hate.
Right. There's like a bunch of very legendary ones, and then some of them were like animated in America or some other countries. And then you had actual legendary stuff such as like Paper Chin Chan, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they made an anime out of that as well, and it
What
was
is that?
very very inappropriate.
I've seen that character, but I've actually never seen that on TV, at least not here.
Well, let's just say we probably can't show that on Twitch.
Yeah.
There's a very famous, I think a very famous scene that's on YouTube about the main character seducing one of his teachers that was in a bathing suit. It was yeah. Chin Chan is one of those shows where I was like, yeah, looking back at it, I don't know how they were able to air this. Yeah.
I mean, you can look at the.
You're from Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
By our standards, you're probably the most sexually liberated country in the world for some reason. So I mean.
Well, yeah, because people just think Amsterdam red light district, weed everywhere.
Probably.
I have there's like weed everywhere.
20 years ago, I'm pretty sure that Netherlands was the only country in Russia that was associated. Like, Netherlands means gay marriage. For some reason, I have no idea why. But
Okay.
Does it?
I mean,
Kind of.
we were very
no
early adopters.
why.
We were very early adopters. I think we were. Okay, don't quote me on this, chat. Google this and figure out if I'm lying. But I actually think the first gay marriage might have been in my country.
No,
we also have like the world famous gay pride, right? That one's pretty well known.
I'm actually, yeah.
Yeah.
It was wait. It does. December 21st, Queen Beatrix of the Nether.
Yeah.
What? Oh no, it's not. She signed into law. Oh, it was a law that she signed. The bill or what? Okay, it's not really too clear.
Let me Google this as well.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, according to Google, the Danish were the first to grant same-sex unions almost the exact same right as marriages.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh yeah, actually, well, yeah, it makes sense. The Danish are probably like. Oh, it's very funny. You guys know Brazil, right?
Yep.
However, Lyn, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm just reading further. So Denmark almost equalized the gay marriages with straight marriages, but you, the Dutch, your law went even further. Actually effectively eliminating any distinction between the heterosexual and homosexual marriage. So, you go, guys.
Yep, we did it. But yeah, like coming back to Brazil, he recently, like me and Brazil have been talking in a separate Discord every so often, and he at one point asked me, first of all, I fooled him as well, like he actually thought it was from the US, and then when I didn't, he thought I was from Denmark for some reason, and then he was like, oh, but like isn't the Netherlands like part of Denmark? And so apparently we are very much like the Danish people.
I do actually confuse the two for some reason. I don't know why. Don't ask.
Well, I mean, like, yes, we are also a country that has like blonde-haired, blue-eyed dudes and girls and stuff, but
I
Do
haven't.
you meet Reddish and I look the same? Do we look alike?
Oh wait. Oh yeah, right. Reddish is yeah.
Yeah.
I completely
Yes.
forgot that as well. Oh, that's actually interesting.
Reddish the Great Dane. Actually, watched his stream this morning. Very good.
Yeah, I actually see. Wait, did he finish already? Because I did see.
No, he's still going. He's still going.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
Steady 105 viewers.
yeah. He's doing
Leg-
well lately.
yeah.
Talking about streaming, how's Guild Wars 2 Twitch going? I have no idea. I haven't looked there. Not even peeked at how the game is doing on Twitch.
It's
Can you
actually
update me?
pretty good, I think. Like lately, I've been kind of like lurking around the Guild Wars 2 section, and I see a lot of returning and new players streaming the game. Because like previously, when you just checked into the uh Guild Wars 2 section, you were like just seeing the most mainstream streamers, obviously, just streaming all the time, and like barely like a few, I don't know, maybe new people streaming it here and there. But lately I see like a lot, and it's kind of interesting to see.
I can actually add something to this because we've had some bigger streamers
Yeah,
enter
that's
the
right.
scene right recently. We had Towley, I think, enter the scene. Like I haven't watched any of them.
Yeah.
And Stay Safe, who is a relatively bigger streamer with like an average audience of about 2,000 people.
And there is
Hmm.
Lextos, or how you say his name?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not too sure.
Lux.
Lex.
Oh, I see. So the WoW streamers, some of them are
Yeah,
migrating
Yep,
to Guild
yep,
Wars 2, as Auntie says.
yep.
Interesting.
they are
Well, I
in.
mean, also anticipated, I guess, in the
Yeah,
current
they're
situation.
they're kind of liking the game actually so far, which is. I mean, you can like the game when you knew there is a lot of things that you can do. It's mostly just the game is just kind of lacking for all time veterans
Yeah,
most of the
but
time.
for a new player, I think Guild Wars 2 is legitimately probably the best choice right now on the
Yeah,
market. I mean, obviously Final Fantasy fans will say that Final Fantasy is much better, but for me the format of Guild Wars 2 is just a little more appealing
yeah, same.
Yeah.
I
from the
mean,
standpoint of a new player at least.
honestly, if White Star would be still around, rest in peace. That I think that will be among Final Fantasy and Guild Wars 2 was like a third one in my opinion because it was really nice. It was kind of like a mixture of the two, like system wise, because the gameplay, the combat and stuff was basically like Guild Wars 2 combat. It just that everything was telegraphed, like auto attack and everything, but it was the same. But I don't know. I'm kind of sad it's gone, honestly.
Me too. I remember downloading it and playing through the first, let's say, 10 levels, and I remember just being turned off by the fact that I tried it kind of late, and while walking through the starting zone, I saw like 10 bots standing near the mailbox, and I was like, "Oh, is the game dead already?" And I just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, oh, there
And
was.
now I regret that because I wish I actually got to experience the full game instead of just the first 10 levels and then
Yeah, sadly the game had lot of problems with these, especially with the bot from the start, because there was a lot that were just teleporting around, mining everything. And since mining wasn't shared, they got everything, and that was the worst. Especially
I
for
that's
me.
actually so sad.
I actually never played WildStar, and it is like one of my regrets because the only opportunity I ever got was when I did like find out about WildStar basically like I think they launched roughly the same time as Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, it was. They launched in 14, I think. 14 in somewhere in like midsummer or something.
Yeah.
So
No,
like
like
2 years later.
yeah, like thinking about it now, I would have actually loved to try it because like at the time we were lacking like difficult content and stuff in Guild Wars 2, and I know at least for myself at the time, I was really looking for harder content to do in an MMO, and yeah, Guild Wars 2 was just lacking it because at the time Guild Wars 2's content was basically do dungeon runs every day, and
Yeah, that was the only thing that people kept doing. I did actually went into Y-Star because I wasn't like there wasn't much that I was interested in at the time, and basically most of my friends that I started the game with, Guild Wars 2, did quit, so I just swapped servers to Pick and Square because I was originally on Desolation. I think yeah, it was Deso, yeah. And I swapped to Pick and Square, and then I just started like falling into role playing, and it was super fun, and I made so many friends there through role playing. And but after like 1.5 year or like nearly 2 years, I kinda needed a small break because I was kind of burnt out from everything, and I had some bad experiences with a few people, so I was like, yeah, I kind of need a break. And then I just seen like Wastar is having an open beta, and I was like, you know, and I just had to try. It was free at the time for going for the open beta, I think, or the before release open beta. It was like free, I think, and then I tried that, and I was like, wow, this game is fucking fun. Like, holy crap. It still wasn't topping Guild Wars 2 for me, but it was like the second best after Guild Wars for me.
Yeah. To be honest, I had very little stuff to compare it to because at that time I had never played WoW.
Really?
No. Like I only started playing WoW in like 2017. I think that's the first time. Well, I properly got into it. Right, I reached max level, and I did like some actual like current, like current day, I guess, like dungeons and stuff. So like yeah, I kind of like I didn't really have any like stuff to compare it to, and I guess that's also where I was a little bit like skeptical to get into another MMO while I was still like working with Guild Wars 2 or doing stuff in Guild Wars 2. Like the only other experience I ever had was RuneScape at the time, and Silk Road Online, which I played for like a week.
Oh man, oh, don't even. Oh, I played so much Silk Road Online at a time with a friend, and I played like 5 minutes of RuneScape, and I'm going to just tell that quickly. Sorry for interrupting. It was just I started RuneScape. I went. I don't know if there is like some kind of tutorial or whatever, but I was just walking in some town after a while, like a giant castle or something, and some dude approached me, told me to follow him, and he will give me something or whatever, and I just followed him. I was like, what? Like I was like 12 or like 10. I don't know how old I was. I was like a small nothing, and I was like following the dude outside and near like a. And I was actually suspicious because I was like, why is the dude walking so far away from the city? And then he just turned around, fucking hit me once, I fucking died and took everything I had. And I was like, yeah, fuck that. And I just pressed Alt F4 and I just closed my browser.
Yes, Noxy got lured back in the day. Hell yeah!
Like no, and I literally played like okay, it wasn't like 5 minutes, but it was like 2 hours maybe or something that I played, and it ended there. And afterward, I just still think of the game like this, that it just fucking sucks because of this, and I just refuse to play it.
Actually, like they're releasing Group Ironman mode soon. I think it's like 6th of October. I think maybe chat can verify that, but I don't know. Like it does have a special place into my heart because it's one of the it's actually the first MMO that I played, and it's also where I got my my original. Well, I still use it as my Guild Wars 2 username because I don't really want to change it. But like the super fought thing that basically came from RuneScape. I just put in super and then I smashed my hand on my keyboard and that's what came out. So I do have a special place in my heart for it. But yeah, like playing RuneScape is it's not very exciting. It's clicking things and clicking the same things after each other. It's maybe it will be interesting to play with friends, but I think something like an Iron Man mode that has been out for a while, like I think that's very cool for people that are like very really into it. Maybe as a group, it will also be fun to do, but I don't think it's the game for me anymore. Like,
I don't really know the game that much.
Speaking of MMOs though, in 2 days.
Oh yeah, right. In the fucking morning, because why not?
Yeah, that's a little silly as well, because when the game launches, I have to be at work. Very good.
Yeah, I be working as well, so it's kind of sucks.
But what will be the time in America? That's what matters.
No, it's. Didn't they made it so it's like fucking 8 a.m. everywhere on the world? Like it's literally goes by time zones, and like like overseas the first time and like EU is the second or something.
Yeah. EU, I think EU is actually the first, but the issue is name registration is global.
Oh, so yeah.
If you like get a name on like
EU?
OCX, I guess, right, or EU, a player on NA can take that name. So what's going to happen is when EU is going to launch, all the NA players are probably going to hop into the EU servers, or I don't know, like when OCX goes live. So like everyone's just going to go in, then create a character on that server, and then just log off. So that means that when the first time it launches, the servers are probably going to get extremo hammered.
Yeah. Actually,
and we're going to be collecting hams.
That is a very smart plan.
Yeah, I actually just don't get it. Why don't they just make it like a global same time? Like many games been doing that. Some place will get fucked anyway because somewhere it will be like fucking 2 a.m. or something, and in the US it will be like, oh, it's noon, it's the best for us, and like fuck off everyone else. But I don't know.
I always found this so weird for Guild Wars 2 that like when we get the patch, usually it's at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Or 6 p.m. CST, and like I can't imagine, like, for example, like reset it for us is also like around like midnight and stuff. I can't imagine that daily reset, for example, in America is just noon or something like that. It's really strange to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's like 2 a.m. for me when I just get the chest popping in for the daily chest.
Yeah, it moves around as well depending on like daylight savings.
Yeah.
But
I still hate that thing, by the way.
Yeah.
They've been promising for years that they are just removing that shit. And it's still here, it's still happening, it's still coming. Whatever.
There is a fix for it. Move to Russia because I don't think they have it.
Yeah. And you know why we removed it? What was the reason for it?
Because it makes no sense.
It's always dark. Oh.
No, it's because it's too stressful for the cows to wait while they're, the guys that are milking them are sleeping an extra hour. So because the cows are suffering, they're being not milked for another hour, we're going to remove the daylight savings.
What?
No joke.
Dude. Oh, that is okay. Yeah, that's
that was also done by the guy that was named Medvedev. It's the president in between all our Putins. Like absolute legend, that guy.
He got shit done. What did he do? No, he killed daylight savings he saved the cows. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I mean, I can understand that, like some laws need to be made like around cattle, but the cows would get too stressed from not getting milked.
Think about the people. No, think about the cows.
Yeah, think about the cows, dude. Moo moo. Meant for that. More like move it F. Am I right? Dude, I think I actually laughed like more about that than about the Rocky 5.
No, don't.
Yeah, let's not go there again. I don't think Xeb knows about the Rocky Five.
I do not. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Why am I uneducated?
I might have to ask Rocka after the stream.
Oh my.
Lyn, do you wanna enlighten Xeb about the Rocky 5?
Okay.
For some reason, I feel some Gachi energy. Is that just my?
For some reason.
In a way, yeah. No, the Rocky Five. We like last time we were on the podcast. Rocco was here, right? And we were talking about I like how your
Ads.
search
Or
history is
yeah,
being
yeah.
used for ads, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
of
like
course.
if you look for like if you're looking like how to feed a baby or how to milk a cow, then afterwards you're gonna be presented with either diapers or I guess a bucket for milking your cow. So Rocco was really he had a period in his life where he was really into the Rocky movies and he wanted to find out where he could like watch the fifth Rocky movie. So he just started looking for it and he couldn't find it. It turns out he found something out about like Rocky's numbering system and blah 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 blah. Apparently Rocky 5 wasn't called Rocky 5, it had another name. And then like afterwards, he was just like on I don't know if it was a family PC as well, which would arguably make it worse. He would get an ad for this big dildo called the Rocky 5 when like his parents were around or something. And it's like yeah. So yeah,
Yes.
I've been actually trying to find it, and I wanted to like send it to him, but yeah, I was unsuccessful. I couldn't find the Rocky 5. But yeah,
That is most unfortunate.
Yeah. So it is a little bit gachi, but not too gachi. But yeah, coming back to New World, are you guys actually gonna play it? Because
Yeah.
I'm going big.
I'm gonna I try to, because as I promised, I kind of aiming to I kind of aiming to become a baron, kind of with money, just mining all day every day, and just crafting and selling everything I can, and just rushing it out. I don't know why. I actually like that in the beta. I actually I genuinely enjoy gathering in the game and crafting. I don't know what's up with me, because I was so behind on the story that I was actually couldn't do some kind of content, because I did not do the main story quest, if you can call that, because there is like zero story in the game. It's like, yeah, go there, yeah. If you came, yeah.
If we just skip over it.
It just I actually just hate it, because I did need that. What is the stuff that the story gives you that does something?
The Azoth stuff.
Yeah, that. Actually, what is that even for? Did you use that for anything?
I think you use it during invasions, and I think you use it to open the dungeons.
Right. Oh yeah,
Pingu
yeah.
Pingu probably knows.
So stuff. Yeah.
Actually, it surprises me, because most of what I actually did in RuneScape back in the day was mine and cut wood and fish. So I'm really surprised you don't want to give it a second try.
What? Wait. What do you mean?
Like RuneScape basically revolves around like shit tons of gathering.
Yeah, but
yeah,
but it's not pretty.
Yeah, it's not pretty. I can't hear.
Yes.
I mean, the sounds are great in the game. I freaking love it. Like the atmosphere in the game is great. That's it. But I actually really dislike a lot of things. And I still say, actually, I still believe my guts that the game will freaking flop after a few months. Like, it will be just like nothing. It will be not hyped anymore. Nothing. It will be like like a, I don't know, like a side MMO that was just released and it's just there, on the side of the street, and like, can you, like, someone comes and like, do you know some MMOs that I can play? Yeah, you have like WoW, maybe you have like, I don't know, Guild Wars 12, Final Fantasy, and that weird dude that over there, and like, do you see the thing? Can you? Yeah, that's
Old World.
That's New World. Like, don't. and that's it.
I think like especially like launch day will probably be gigantic because, well, for example, well, for those that don't know, like it's Amazon game companies launching this thing, right? So, what else does
Yeah.
Amazon? What else does Amazon own? They own Twitch. So you're probably gonna see like everyone and their
Yeah.
mother playing New World on release. The question is, how long will that last?
Also, Pingu, go fuck yourself, by the way.
Oh, ooh, ooh.
Leave my
Very
wall
nice.
star alone.
No, like, yeah, like I don't know how long it will last. Like, I think the PvP will be fun for a little while.
Yeah. I don't know. Actually, did you play the most recent beta that was on?
I didn't play last one because I
Oh.
was busy doing. I think I played Phasmophobia that
Oh
weekend.
yeah, because I did see I did see the PvP scaling change thing, and I actually don't know who tried PvP in open world, so like how different it is. But if that stays, like your level actually matters, like in WoW, that's gonna
Yeah.
fucking suck. Like I actually can't say it better. That sucks. If I want to play a game like that, I just go to play WoW and that's it.
Yeah. Well, for those that don't know what Nox is talking about, previously in the open beta, or not in the closed beta they had, which one's the big one around March, I think. I don't even remember when it was. No, it was in June. It wasn't too long ago. It was the closed beta for the ones who pre-purchased and got lucky and got a code. The PvP scaling would basically be like you would get skills to your opponent, so you would have a fair chance at actually fighting each other. So higher level players would do lesser damage to lower level players, and I think vice versa. I think so. Like lower level players would deal more damage to higher level players, and they basically reversed that change. So now level does matter way more than actual player skill, which made a lot of people, little angry.
Yeah, because it was. I mean, I actually still don't get it because I seen people argue, typically, obviously on Twitter mostly, and telling me and other people who were standing by that there should be no well, not that there should be no scaling, but like it should matter about skill and not that you are like 20 level above someone and you can wreck them. And people kept saying that level should matter because you are higher level, and I'm like, what's the fun in that when you are higher level? Like, there is it's literally one-sided. Why is it fun for someone? It's like someone being like a bodybuilder and then just going into some kindergarten and then just beating up all the kids, and it's like, oh, it's so fun because I'm unstoppable. Like, what's the fun in that? For real?
I mean, unfortunately, there are people that enjoy that type of griefing.
Yeah, because
content.
they fucking suck. They
Me
literally
being one of them. Sorry. I'll tell you this.
Why you do me dirty?
Yeah, well, I do think it's very funny to do that because, to be honest, there's nothing funnier than like getting like some kid, halfway, like hundreds of kilometers away to kind of like go like, "Hey, mom, they're killing me! I can't get the no." I really like that. Like if I can like ruin someone's day in a video game, that'd be perfect. I like maybe I'm a horrible person. I do like that. I think that's very funny. Even though I get nothing out of it myself. But I do agree that like, well, maybe it even should like spark a discussion about like what is leveling still a thing we should have in modern MMOs, which is a really big thing to say. But at this point, right, like why does leveling matter? Like we have level boosts everywhere because people can't be arsed to level up, right? People don't enjoy leveling anymore in modern games for some reason.
Yeah, and it's
still
also
just a form of progression. If you won't have leveling, you will have some other blocks that will force you to progress through content and kind of guide you through it. So instead of leveling, you will have gear or, I don't know, skill points. You won't have the number, but you will still have certain obstacles on your way.
Yeah.
I feel like
oh, go ahead.
I just want to say that I feel like that leveling lately in more modern MMOs are like just like like this kind of forced time to actually learn the game and just like be uh how to say be familiar with the game and like mechanics and stuff, as you
Yeah.
go, like like it's like a forced slow steps forward or something like that. I actually can't really describe it well.
Yeah. No, it's just like, I mean, I understand. Like, I think for like a new game, you should definitely have like some sort of leveling experience where, you're not just being force fed like 20 abilities at the same time, but they kind of like trickle them in, right? Like they put you on, like an IV, and they trickle the abilities in slowly as you get more familiar with the game.
Yeah.
But like for example, like Guild Wars 2 hasn't raised level cap at all. Like the only thing that they added is masteries, which is the
Yeah.
the horizontal progression instead of
Yeah.
vertical. But like looking at World of Warcraft, like last release, every single time it's about who can get to the max level the fastest.
Yeah. They just adding
And
more and more
yeah,
maximum level caps, and they just
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I personally do enjoy leveling in games, but I also wonder a lot of times. Actually, do we have like an actual MMO that doesn't have leveling?
good question. Uh, I'd have to think about that
Because I don't know.
because it depends, right?
Oh yeah, Destiny 2 actually did remove it, but I mean, Destiny isn't really like an MMO. Kinda. It's like it's it's kind of like an FPS MMO, kind of something like RPG. I don't know.
Looter shooter question mark.
Yeah, that's I would say that is the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
It-
What?
a looter shooter like
Oh yeah,
Borderlands.
yeah. Wait, doesn't that have leveling?
Well, I think it had like something like light level. I never played it, but I remember like seeing some very old videos, once upon a time about it. Um, I would say that actually, I think No Man's Sky is a pretty good. It's not an MMO. I'll give you that, but it has progression.
Yeah.
Yet
True,
it
true.
doesn't. You don't level in it,
Yeah.
right?
It's more like it's just gated behind like tech that you can upgrade,
Yeah,
instead of like leveling, so you can't just rush to the middle of everything. Ironically saying,
yeah. But
that's
like, yeah,
that's
exactly.
actually
You're
great.
yeah. Well, I think No Man's Sky is a great game. I think that sort of, but like the thing is, like leveling is a way easier way to gate people into like going into the end game instantly.
I actually,
No, go.
no, I just kind of wanted to say like, would it work with like with MMOs if there wouldn't be character leveling as progression, but instead like having, I don't know how to say, like your account, so it still limits you from getting into everything all at once, but there is still no character progression on leveling,
Yeah. Well, it's also
because
like it's also about like if you want to remove the number, right? Because like
yeah,
yes, it is like I think the No Man's Sky, for example, is a very good example of like no actual leveling. But then you can also look at stuff like Hades, where
yeah,
you're technically not leveling either, but you're buying upgrades from playing the game. So getting currencies in them. Well, I don't know how it's specifically. I never played the game, but like this is what I've been told about it. Right?
yeah,
You basically get currency from progressing into that game, and then you're buying the upgrades, making yourself more powerful, making the game easier by unlocking the easy mode. Technically,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like at what point is the progression? I think that's well, I mean, it's an interesting discussion.
Yeah, actually,
Uh,
as people say, sorry for interrupting, just
no,
wanted
no,
to
go.
read into the Warframe. That's actually kind of not good as well. For example, because there is no like, I mean, you can still level your frames and weapons, but it's just like a minor thing, and you can still like oh, I forgot the term. Forma. No, is it called
If you mean the one that adds more,
yeah,
that reduces the cost of
yeah,
adding a
and
mod
just
onto the
resets the thing.
weapon.
Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah. I had so many of those. I actually liked Warframe in the beginning.
I mean, I think it's still great. It just has some problems.
Yeah, it's just like catching up with the game is just like not my thing. Like it's for me it's like the most confusing thing ever, for real. Like I just every time I actually haven't touched the game for like 2 years now, and I still have like 5,000 platinum on it, or like
Same,
8,000.
actually.
I should actually just log up one day and just give it away for random people in the chat, and just like never get into the game ever again. I don't know.
Never get back. Yeah.
I don't know, because like I like the concept of the game. I like the frames. I like that you are just a strong bullshit that can shoot and just use abilities. Like I find it so fun in like these type of games. But for the love of my life, I just can't get back into the game every single time, because they just make patches and new content updates the way that it just like always gated behind a specific thing that you had to collect or go through, or a quest or something, or I don't know. And it's just like it's just I need okay, so it's like kind of like a butterfly effect for me, because something specific needs something specific else that I need to do that I haven't done before, but to do that I need something specific again. So it's like, oh no, I just rather just fuck it and no.
It's kind of funny how, for example, like you'd have something like this in World of Warcraft as well, but you just don't care about it because it's not current content. But I think Warframe has the issue where all these things are kind of relevant to get right and to work towards.
Yeah.
And you would fall behind if you wouldn't focus on them. But it's just like there's so much stuff now. I actually like coming back like when the video like about the worst MMO ever. Like I think the one was done about Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
I actually looked further and I saw the video about Warframe as well. And they said this as well, like, oh yeah, the tutorial, the tutorial was fine. It was very interesting. It was very like grounded. I had like a full clue like what's going on. Story was interesting. And then I got to like the main hub, and then they loaded like 50 different like new mechanics that obviously got like added after the original tutorial came
Yeah.
out. And it's just you're just lost in the woods, right? Like, what do I do now?
Yeah. Because
I find it so weird that people get lost at that point. Just do whatever the hell you want. And also, I've got to say that Warframe did improve a bit on their new player experience, because it does still guide you like through the whole solar system, like planet by planet, and they have checkpoints after you've like completed every planet, and you have to get through a challenge to get to the next one. So just like sometimes I feel like people overthink it. Just enjoy the ride. Like try a bit of everything. If you fail to do something and it turns out that you're not strong enough for that, you just shrug it off and like, okay, I'm gonna go do something else.
There's a change in mentality, I think, as well. Like previously, you would actually like bash your face against that, multiple times, and nowadays it's like, oh, I can't beat it. Let me go to Reddit and rant about it. This content is too difficult, or I don't want to, like try and get better at the game to pass a certain thing, or I want to play optimally. So what do I do now? At least that's something I would probably run into, because I wouldn't. I would be trying to just figure out what I want, what I should do to like get more powerful. But because I don't know it, it puts me into like inactivity. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do specifically. It is something that I.
But I think as gamers, we all are kind of used to the fact that if we just want a guide that will tell us what to do and we can't find it in the game, we just go to YouTube, and there are like 10 creators who are like, oh my god, give me your view. I'm gonna tell you the fastest way to the godhood.
Yeah, like and
Yeah.
subscribe. Smash that bell.
And also join
Smash that bell.
nowadays, please.
Oh yeah, join. Yeah, give me your money as well. Oh yes, join.
To be honest,
can I just quickly conclude with the Warframe?
Sure.
I think that maybe the fact that they leave something for the creators to explain and to make those like insanely popular actually videos about, oh, like the 5 best starter weapons, just get a heck and, you know, go blow off faces off of everything. Yes. And every year people make the same videos telling new players to get the damn heck, and every year it's like 100k plus views because the heck is still good. Well, okay, content creator system in terms of partnership, yeah, it had a lot of drama. I mean, come on, every time there are a lot
Yeah.
of people working together, drama ensues, obviously. But just saying that Warframe as a game, not necessarily as their partner program, it is a good soil for creators to just, you know, plant and reap the benefits of their content creation. They had really probably mostly, I think, on Twitch though they did have a few problematic streamers as far as I remember. Not entirely sure about YouTube, but yeah, maybe.
I'm like at this point I'm trying to like think like, okay, like how would Warframe's content creation compare to Goers 2? Because we still have these people making these videos as well. Like I know Muckluck, like very regularly, I think puts out these videos where he's like still teaching about mechanics in the game. Or
Yeah. Yeah, they get to the points and everything, the guides, even about small things, because people just like either can't Google things or just can't use their brains. So they always need like something. I mean, not like in like a demeaning way, but like some people, I don't get it. I just don't understand some people. Like, okay, sure, like how to say, I'm gonna actually bring up one example where I do act like the same thing that I kind of hate in some people. But have you ever played Path of Exile?
I tried actually.
I have
So
not.
I tried it out like two or by now three new updates before. So like I don't know, it was like 4 months ago maybe or something. Whatever. But there was, you know, they keep doing stuff that what people liked, they actually keep it in the game. The kind of mechanics that those updates had, and I was trying out the game. I tried to like make a build that actually makes sense because I actually don't really understand like the multipliers on skills the game is like. The game always felt really appealing to me. Like it just seems fun that you have so many skills that you can build on. You have like many combinations of the skills that you can like, you know, have like support skills for specific type of spells and skills that you can use that basically modifies or changes the how that skill works. Like I really like that because that somehow kind of reminds me of like Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 1's build system, just slightly. Not, of course, none. It's absolutely not the same, but that you have a lot of choice of what you are building, and I still find it appealing in the game. But like, I just go in like level 1, you do this like 3 minute tutorial, and then you head into the first city, and then you go outside, and there is like 10 billion new mechanics that you can bump into right away, and some of them are actually kind of hard because they were designed for more experienced people who actually like tried it out already or whatever. I don't know, like they were there when it first came out, so they know what is it for and why is it good for you or why you shouldn't do it and just skip it because it's just boring and useless for you. So I just tried to do every single fucking mechanic in the game that I just kept bumping into, but I had not a single clue of what is useful for me. So I was just clueless, like, is this good for me? Should I do this? Does this give me experience? Does this give me any good loot that I can use? Or what is this for? And the game just doesn't explain it. It just throws it into your face to like go there, do this, you can do this, and just like in like a few words explains the mechanic, what you have to do when you're doing that event or whatever. And and I don't know, it's just confusing as fuck. So it's just too much.
No, like I completely understand that. Like one of the like games. Well, I actually have I had this moment like I think half a year ago when I tried Fallout New Vegas. And I think the moment you basically completed the tutorial, you're like sent outside the house of the doctor. And if you have all DLCs, it basically like shows a pop up for all the DLCs, like, oh, this DLC is activated, this DLC is activated, and it's kind of like, yeah, like, do I care about this? Like most of the time you don't really care about like something like this while you're still leveling, or even maybe like if you finally hit like level 80 in Guild Wars 2, it kind of like loads everything on top of you as well. They tell you like, oh yeah, play Pacifier story, play Heart of Thorns story. Like all the living world is now available to be played. Like I can totally understand that people get overwhelmed by it,
Yeah.
and luckily, like Xeb said, right, like we do have these content creators around now who make like new player guides and like really, especially if you're not like familiar with like a format of a game, to kind of guide you into the direction of, yeah, like what should you be focusing on, to kind of like kit yourself out. Or like, yes, of course, like doing random stuff is fun, but uh sometimes you want to get an idea, maybe not like how to level the fastest, but how to actually progress the game, right?
Yeah.
Or understand systems.
Well, I can't really add much to it, but
No. Let's bring it back to New World.
no. No, it's
And boys.
you know what I find kind of, I'm not sure what word to use, like not strange, but like a little bit weird that like like many years ago you didn't really had these things in new games. Like there wasn't like 10 billion YouTube videos on it and like 10 billion websites of guides, maybe like one website that was trying to tell you what to do, but you couldn't even find it because you had no idea that that site even existed, you know like in the early days of like Warcraft, like WoW. And people
Oh
were
yeah.
still fine of with everything. Like people weren't raging that, oh my god, I'm so overwhelmed and stuff. Although I should give it that games didn't really had so much mechanic and like content as they used to have, or like that we have nowadays, because obviously nowadays it's kind of easier to add content, kind of, or make more of them, just separate them more,
Yeah.
unlike the old times, in
Well, it's a
air
distribution thing
quotes.
as well, right?
Yeah.
Like previously, you would ship the game and that be it, and now it's like, okay, well, the first 2 days after we launch the game, we still can't go to bed as developers because, well, we have bug fixing to do, and
Yeah.
after that, we got to prepare for like player feedback on the core game, and then after that, we have to focus on DLC that we already announced and sold a season pass for. Um, and all can be very easily delivered because if you if you wanted to like actually get DLC, like I think this was a thing back in the day, um or at least I think I saw this. For example, for Oblivion, I think you would have to like legitimately go to the store and buy another, like, I think you had to buy like another disc or something like back in the day to like get an expansion to something.
So for the yeah, I guess, yeah, I actually don't know because I did not have similar games with like DLCs that I had on discs. So I don't really know how those worked.
Kind of silly.
I actually always wondered how did that work on in those times when things were just on discs, like how did they fix something in games? Like so many people didn't even had internet or anything,
Well, yeah, just next time you make the discs, then that's when you're gonna patch it. You're just gonna have like well, you're gonna have regional releases. That's one thing. So like there's regional differences. And I think it was also just like, okay, like the Game of the Year edition. Well, I guess fix this. And it like the original version just didn't work. Like there's a few like game breaking bugs, for example, where you just can't finish the game. And yeah, you'd be stuck with those like broken versions.
Yeah, that's
where
true.
they just wouldn't finish this, or you couldn't finish the game.
I just want to say to Anonym 94. Actually, I kind of disagree. They did make like full games on discs, but a lot of them actually weren't really working, and most of them were buggy as fuck. Honestly, like I did had some games on disc that were like just did not fixed version at all, and it wasn't really working. My friend, I actually remember a classmate who managed to buy a game that he really wanted, and it wasn't the fixed version, and he couldn't even install the game. And I just remember how furious he was because it just didn't work on his first PC, and he was just always asking me like, "Come over to me, please, and just try to fix this." And I'm like, "Dude, you can't. It's on the disc. You can't change the disc. You bought it.
Yep.
It's that. That's what you had to live with. That's it."
Yeah, you're scuffed. You're
Yeah.
never gonna finish this game. You gotta buy a new disc.
Yep, exactly.
No, but I do actually think that I don't know. I think it's very difficult to say if stuff was better, like in the past or anything when it comes to these things, because yeah, like nowadays there are like plenty of opportunities to fix it, and yes, I also think that companies are definitely taking advantage of it. Releasing like games that definitely aren't finished.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, nowadays we do get like more bang for your buck for like a specific game. Like I do think live services are a good development, but man, like the money stuff is like I just have to pay a lot more to get the full experience nowadays. That's something that's a little oof to me, at least. Oh well.
hold on. Yeah, I was looking for an emote. Sorry.
Are there actually other games you guys are looking forward to that are releasing this year still?
I'm actually looking forward the new Battlefield. I love the Battlefield games, except for a few that kind of like 5 that I just don't really like lately. But I actually do want to play and get the new Battlefield. I'm actually happy that they delayed it to end of November instead of like 2 days before my birthday next month, because I actually couldn't really buy it right now. So I'm actually happy that it's right a month after, so I can actually get it before they just release it. Because I it's kind of stupid, but I want the deluxe stuff in it, so I'm kind of saving up a little bit for it. I don't know. I'm not really up for these deluxes and like special editions anymore in like digital versions, because it's not as special anymore. Like I like going back a little bit in time again, but like when I first got like Guild Wars 1 and the Nightfall Collector's Edition, it was so special to me. Like there is this huge box full of everything extra, and nowadays all you have in like some games are just the like you have more gems or whatever, some cash shop skins, or I don't know, it just doesn't really feel special anymore to
me. For me as well, it's like, I mean, like I actually recently bought the Nightfall and Factions collector's editions. Like I have them like in plastic in my
Wait, you have
wardrobe right now. Yeah, I recently bought them because I never got them as a kid because I was a fucking poor ass kid. I didn't have a job. So I couldn't get them, so I bought them recently. I've actually been buying the Funko Pops. Funnily enough, I've been trying to like get my hands on them, and I actually regret not buying them now because it's interesting the hurdles I have to jump through to get them, and I'm like hunting for a Ridlock statue at the time because when I bought Guild Wars 2, I was very unsure if I wanted to play it. And if my girlfriend at the time hadn't broken up with me, I probably would have never played the game.
Oh.
She broke up with me. I was like, oh yeah, look, now I have leftover money. Now I'm gonna, I'm gonna buy Guild Wars 2, but I didn't have enough money to buy like the Ritlock statue, and I regret it to this day. So yeah, I'm still looking for one.
I still regret, like, I just wasn't able, because I had no job back at the time either, and I actually just, it's not that I didn't have the job. I was actually in like such a fucking bad spot, like financially, that I actually saved up my birthday money, 2 of my birthday money, because I knew, obviously I knew that the game was coming out sometime after playing Guild Wars 1, and they announced it that it will come many years later. But I kept saving that money, like I kept saving like years of birthday money and my Christmas money to get it, but I just had not enough to actually buy the collector's edition, because the collector's edition was so much more expensive, and I was like, damn, I have no chance, sadly. Yeah. So I actually still regret that.
Looking back at it now, it actually wasn't that expensive, but yeah, inflation, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the time, I also didn't make, this much money that I do
now.
So.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine that all I used to get for my birthday monies from my family, of course, all together was like maybe like 20 euros. So it's, it's not really like too much for an AAA game, AAA game. Yeah, it was 40,000 Hungarian forint, which is a lot for a game. Yeah.
Zeb, were you actually able to get any like collector's editions over there as well, or?
I don't know. Like, genuinely, when Guild Wars 2 was just releasing, I didn't have any history with Guild Wars 1, so I was really curious about the game, but I was a little peepo at the time. Like, when Guild Wars 2 was releasing, I was still a relatively little peepo, so I was scared of the fact that it was all in English. That's the first.
Oh yeah.
And I had no idea. I don't even remember how I got Guild Wars and at what point and how I did this, but I think I bought the most. I don't want to lie. I definitely didn't pre-order it. I started 3 months after it released, maybe even later. And I think, but I hope I'm not lying, that I bought the most expensive digital version of the game, because I have no idea and I don't know anything about collector's editions. I don't know if they were available at that point. I don't know if they would even ship it to Russia. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. But yeah, I wasn't interested because I didn't have this connection with the brand.
They ship it and you get like a break in it,
Broken.
Probably, knowing our postal
brick
service,
lock.
that is likely.
Yeah.
Brick lock.
I think they had like 3 versions. I think. Well, they had I think they had 3 versions. They had like a proper collector's edition, which had the Ritlock statue and all the other goodies. Then you had the heroic edition, which had. Actually, no. I think there was something in between there as well. Because there was an edition where you also got like one of the like the armor skins, like the primeval, the herald, the like Crichton armor for medium and stuff. There was one edition like that, and you just got like a digital deluxe version. So it's like so there's 4 versions. It was like standard, digital deluxe, heroic edition,
heroic.
And then you got like what else was it? You got the Ritlock statue edition, right? The collector's edition.
Yeah, this was the physical collector.
Yeah, I definitely I didn't get the primeval stuff and so on and so forth, but yeah, like it kind of sucks. Like when you're like 9 years down the line, I'm like, oh, dude, I really wish I would have had spend the money on it, because if I'd known that I'd probably play this MMO till they pull the plug on it. It's definitely something I would want to collect, even though I'm definitely not paying for the Aurene ashtray that they're selling right now.
Oh god,
Holy shit, man! At least include the game with that thing.
Yeah, that for that price.
For the price.
Did you see that actually?
Sorry?
Did you see that new? What's it like? It's just like a small statue, no?
Yeah, they basically made an Oreen statue.
Oh right.
And
I think I've seen photos
Well,
somewhere. Might have been the partner.
I will
Discord,
link
I'm
it
not
to
sure.
you. Hold on. It's basically
yeah.
Here is it. Yeah. Let me link
Yeah,
it in the Twitch chat for you if you can open that way. It's like and it has shipping costs as well.
I think it would cost me it would cost me more than 250 euros to get it to my place, and I'm sorry, Renet, but I'm not paying 250 euros for a
plastic glass
chunk of plastic. Yeah,
for a chunk of plastic.
And
exactly.
Like,
I mean, it's pretty plastic. I'll give them that. I want to hate it because it probably feels really cheap in your hands, but on a picture, I'm not gonna lie, it looks okay.
Yeah, it kind of looks because of the light distortions and the like.
Yeah.
I considered getting it, by the way, and making it RGB, but in the end, I decided against it.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind if it will be actual glass. Like, that would be like, I'm not sure actually, because that can easily break though.
It would be horrible to ship, exactly.
Yeah, but still, if you would have this in like actual glass, like that masterfully made in glass, that's whole rare.
Swarovski crystal.
And it's also so tiny, as I know. It's like so small.
It's like what, 30 yeah.
It's like 20 centimeters or 25 centimeters tall or something.
And it's kind of sad as well because they, like, I know Ruby held it on the streams, and apparently it has a base included with it, and they didn't show off the base. And like, if the base is like made out of very nice wood, I would definitely get it. But
sorry, I just accidentally played the video of it.
Ooh. Well, I'm really interested what people think of it, and if they're just like making it at once and it's like a one and done thing, or if they're actually going to sell it afterwards as well. I don't know. But then again, it also, like, it really sucks that you're gonna have to buy this thing to get like an Oreen cape if you really want everything in the game. So Dumat, if you're out there and listening, buddy, I hope you bought your Oreen statue, or your wardrobe's gonna be forever incomplete.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually depends. How will they distribute those capes? Do you get a code with the statue?
Fairly certain you will, yeah. Same thing, I think, with this Funko Pops.
I'm sure Dumat will find some poor soul and beat them into submission, just take my money, give me your cape.
Give me your cape, weave.
I mean, I'll probably try and look for one, but I don't know.
Maybe there will be like people selling it and selling the code on eBay or something and scam you.
Yeah, but the code. Actually, I should have done that. I should have bought like 20 of them and then like sold all the codes on eBay or something, and then sold the statues as well without the code. Scam people.
Oh yeah, making money,
dude.
Easy money.
Making money. Capitalist. Yes. No, like I'm really interested in how that one will turn out, because I don't know. I have the feeling that like the first person that will get it will post it to Reddit, and they'll be like, "Oh, dude, this was like a waste of my money."
You wasn't,
because like we haven't really we've seen it Into the Wild once, and we haven't really like seen anyone else take pictures of it, and it will probably look horrible. But yeah.
Oh, where is I can't find it. Oh.
The Guild Wars 2 outfit, yeah.
No,
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh,
I remember that. I met up with Sam quite fast after what was it? Like Gamescom, I think that dinner was the arena dinner.
By the way, I think that Aurelian statue is still better than what they gave for the newest Fallout, the bag, Remember that?
What bag?
Yeah, exactly. That was actually such a funny drama that I was following at the time.
Oh,
in, in nylon bag.
You had the Nuka Cola or the Nuka Cola rum thing as well, right? Where people were like, like it looked like a glass bottle, but it turned out to be like a standard glass bottle in like a plastic thing. And they didn't ship it in time as well.
Oh,
you should like look that up. It was so silly. You couldn't pour out of it as well. It would just like go everywhere, so you had to unpack it fully as well. Ah, dude. That I think Internet Historia made a video about that one. Boy,
I think everyone made it.
Yeah.
That was so. I'm actually. I'm not sure, but I actually really. It's not. How to say? I don't want to mean it like in a misunderstanding way. But do you know these things that some studios do, where they send these absolutely exclusive packages to like absolute big streamers only, and like you can't even buy it or anything. Like you can't get it myself. It's just them picking like 5 streamers because they are so big, and just send to them only.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I just so hate that thing. Like it's not that they don't deserve, but it's just so pissing me off that nobody can buy it. But it's like sell it or something so others can get it too.
Well, that was the meme, right? Because the streamers did actually get the canvas bag.
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, I mean some, not all, as far as I know. But some of them just got like I don't know.
Companies.
But yeah, I don't know.
Companies.
Like in the past years, I just seen some games where like I'm not really like I wasn't following the games. It's just that some people who I follow like on Twitter or like back in the days on Tumblr or something, and were just reblogging or like retweeting some tweets, yada yada. You can go down the rabbit hole really fast, and they were like these bigger streamers posts or something that they got like, wow, this super exclusive pre-release of game X and game Y, some packages and like super exclusive like that. It just kind of makes me a little bit sad that only they can get it because they are like huge streamers and like amazing, like not amazing, not in that way, but like they are like these huge people for them, and nobody else can get it. I don't know. I actually don't really like this kind of super mega exclusive packages and like gifts and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like making everyone else envious because they are big and nobody and everyone else can fuck off sometimes. I don't know.
It's the word exclusivity, right? Like it sucks to be on the other end, but it's pretty cool if you're the one that's being exclusive.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Like,
I guess it's like the Guild Wars 2 toaster.
Yeah. To be honest, if I got the chance, I would probably buy the toaster as well now.
So many people say that, that's for sure. I know many people say that.
Well, I would still like to even like hunt for the skill pins, for example, from like Guild Wars 1 and stuff.
Oh god, I actually still have my Nightfall ones. Do you have in yours?
I didn't open them. I didn't open the package yet.
You didn't.
It's still sealed.
Oh, it's still. Oh, then it's
Yeah,
then
and I'm
it's
also
there.
probably
Yeah,
not
never
opening
mind.
it until I'm gonna use the code.
Yeah. Oh, then. Wait, even the factions one?
Yeah, even the factions one. Like, why would I open it?
How did you get?
Well, I recently bought it, right?
Yeah, but how? They don't even sell any.
Yeah, it was pretty expensive. Like I'm not gonna disclose how much money I spent on it.
Because I see sometimes these on eBay and they are like fucking ridiculous prices.
No,
and they are like opened already and have no codes and no thing. Like what?
Well, the thing is, right? I kind of don't want to open them And on the other hand, I should probably open them because at that point I know, there's actual stuff in there. Now I bought them from a well-known supplier, and I'm gonna trust that they are legitimate.
Oh, I see. Damn.
It is, to be honest. I do find it surprising that there are still some around that are in very good quality.
That's the thing that I still keep seeing sometimes people post, like on Reddit, that wow, I found this fucking prophecies collector's edition on like a flea market for $2, and I'm like, I want it.
I actually have that one as well. But that's one I did buy. I bought the special edition. I think there was actually another edition for that.
I don't know.
There are things that are way more exclusive though, because you have the pre-release or pre-order codes, I think, for Nightfall and Factions, and you had the bonus or like the beta weekend thing for Eye of the North, and I do have that one.
Oh.
I didn't manage to snag one of those,
Hmm.
but that was like back in the day, right? You would pay like €5 and you would get access to the sneak preview of Eye of the North. And it would like end after the Norn storyline, I think.
Actually, I was curious at the start as well before we got into like New World and the MMOs, but what I won't ask which was the first MMO you guys played with, but like what games or what game did you guys play with first ever in your life? What was the thing that just hooked you or got you hooked?
You want to go first, Tab?
This is such a how first do we go? Like the first consistent gaming experience ever?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Okay, so I was around 4 years old, maybe less. That was, that was the beginning of 2000s. And my mother played Heroes of Might and Magic.
Oh.
Heroes of Might and Magic 2 to be specific. Okay, I was 4, so I was obviously too dumb to play Heroes of Might and Magic. However, I really liked to play with the map editor because I didn't know that Sims existed. I built maps for my mother to play. Well, I mean, she didn't do so voluntarily. Obviously, I beat her into submission. I made the map. You better fucking play it. I wasted 2 hours. I gave you 2 hours of absolute peace, woman. You're gonna play my map. So that was my first consistent gaming experience. Heroes of Might and Magic 2, the map editor.
There was a map editor for that. I actually didn't know that it
yeah, and
that
it was
even
like
has.
I'm pretty sure it was like in the main menu. It was so easily accessible as far as I remember.
Oh, there is a lot of Might and Oh, okay, I see. Oh, wow.
Fucking bingo. A lot of people were drowned once Xeb found out about The Sims.
I actually, like, The Sims 2, for some reason, I mean, Sims, I didn't have money for all the expansions, and I couldn't play the game if I didn't have all the expansions. So me and Sims 2, we did not really connect too well. However, Sims 3 was released when I was already at the age of being aware of it. So then, yes, we went hard. I don't remember killing anyone. I'm not a fan of killing my Sims, actually. I like creating Mary Sues, that the sim that will max out all the skills, be top of every career at the same time, all that stuff. I don't know, I'm a boring player. No homicide here.
I may have cried over one of my Sims dying at some point. We do not talk about this
okay.
ever again. Yeah.
I remember actually talking about Sims 2 that I didn't really connect with. One of the most traumatic experience that I have, because I was still pretty little. I remember I was playing as a single mother with a child, and I had to go to work. So my child was just left there. For some reason, I don't remember there being an automatic nanny that would just pop up. So the child was just home alone. And the robber event triggered. And I was just terrified that my child is going to die now, that the robber will just take it. I tried everything, but the build mode wouldn't work. The go out to the world menu and then come back didn't work. So I just quit that game and I never returned. I still don't know what happened to the child.
Oh god.
It's just there in eternity, just the child and the robber.
Yep, still stuck.
I actually did play Sims, but they had actually so many DLCs, it's just ridiculous. But it was also an EA game, if I remember.
Well, I don't think that the robber event could actually steal your children. Maybe they could.
I don't think so, but I was like less than 10. I had no idea and I couldn't Google it. My brain was just haywiring like, oh my god, there is a robber and there is a child. What's gonna happen? The robber is gonna take the child. It's obvious. This is not the Home Alone scenario here. The child is going to die.
Yeah. The child that you left alone at home.
I had no choice. I need to make money.
It's like real life, you know. You die trying, you know. You leave the kid at home.
Stu was brutal, yeah, very close to real life.
Stay at home, care for my kid, make money, kid possibly die. Money kind of interesting. Yeah. Dude, oh fuck! I actually played a lot of The Sims as well. I think I still have the majority of all the packs, even for like The Sims 4. Even though like I think I still have like 7 packs that I haven't done any content with. Whoopsie.
Oh.
I would say like my very first like extremely long like video game thing might have been The Sims. I would say there are like 3 things from my childhood. Pokemon, very big one. Pokemon Red. Then we have The Sims, obviously, and the 3D Rayman games.
Oh, the Rayman.
Oh, dude, I miss that shit. Dude, I am so sad that they stopped making those games. Like, they probably could never make another one that would, like, you know, kind of like please me as like a consumer. But holy fuck, Rayman 3, that was a great game. Still think Rayman 2 had the better story, like The Great Escape. Yeah. Look, I know there's some enthusiasts there. But yeah, Pokemon is something that's still going on. Obviously, it's not as good nowadays, but dude, I'm looking forward to November. The Generation 4 remake's gonna be fun to play for like a week or so, and then yeah, it's kind of over, I guess. But yeah, I spent many evenings, you know, when I was in high school, playing my Nintendo, you know, DS, you know, under the sheets, and hoping that Mama Lyn didn't spot me playing the DS, you know, late at night.
I played so many Double Dragon on I think it was a Nintendo, I think. I'm actually not sure how many versions they had. I wasn't really like a tech savvy or anything, you know. I was just a kid like playing like I got this and then I was like, yeah.
The Double Dragon Elite skill. That's when I think Double Dragon, I think Elementalist.
Yeah, it's actually named after that game.
Oh.
Ironically.
I did not know.
That's like a Easter egg, because Double Dragon was a Guild Wars 1 skill as well, and it was named after the game. As an Easter egg. But
they used to do that a lot back then.
There was one more game that I actually kept playing a lot on that, but I can't remember which. Ah, man. Yeah, I just can't remember. But
you guys have... No, go ahead.
No, just I do remember playing. I actually had 2 favorite games. I don't really remember them anymore, but I did try to play them whenever I had a chance. It was mostly because I didn't really had PC very early, but some of my friends had, so I was always just elsewhere, or they had like PlayStation because they could afford and stuff. But I did play a lot of Crash Bandicoot, and well, not the jumping platform one, but I actually don't know the name actually exactly because I just don't remember. But I know that
The
it
karting
had,
game?
yeah, the carts. Yeah, that was the best. I loved that. I kept playing with my classmate all the time in every afternoon over his place, and it was just fun. I actually remember he was always fucking cheating because he kept turning his controller over to like player two, because you could do that, and he just kept go making me go off the path or whatever, just falling down all the time and just resetting me all the time. Like, oh my god, I hated the dude. He's cheating all the time, fucker. I will never forget that for him. And he always thought that I didn't know that he was doing that. And I was like, you are doing the most obvious way.
Yep. Cheating in video games. The last time I cheated in a video game, well, I didn't cheat. I watched Zeb cheat in a video game.
Wait,
But it
what?
was it was
I
good.
mean,
It was good though.
CK3. Oh yes, the
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. The
yes,
great
that
PP. Yeah, the
the
great
PP.
PP. The great PP massacre.
What?
I mean, if there's anything you have to cheat for, it's it's the PP off cheat.
Yeah, yeah.
I
A lot of
actually.
a lot of male genitals and some female genitals were removed during the playthrough of that game.
I mean, I probably could have found a mod for that, but I just couldn't at that point have found so many mods, and that's it. That's it.
Those were that was an interesting story.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Royal Core DLC, and we don't even know when will it come out. Like it was supposed to come out this year, but now nobody is really sure.
Wait, what?
Developers have gone silent.
No, they release developer diaries each week. They tell about the expansion. They are teasing us. They're telling us how good it will be, how many features there are, but they aren't giving us the date.
Yes.
Terrible. But humankind is, keeping me entertained.
Yeah. Actually, I need to try that game.
Which one is it
But I
actually? I'm gonna check.
Humankind was a blast for me, honestly. I don't know. I was always so scared
Oh,
of starting with 4x strategies. And also because Civ kind of costs so much if you want to buy it with all the DLCs. Well, unless there is a good deal on Steam, obviously. But Humankind was so fun. I never expected it to be so fun and so easy to learn, actually, as well.
maybe I'll give it a try then because I know it's on Game Pass, so I can just play for free. Well, not really free. Wait, Chera, how many people can actually join a game of Humankind? Because I think you guys are quite full already. And there's like 5 or 6 people playing already. You know, Ray, Nala, Planix, up to 10. Oh, okay. Oh, then we're fine.
oh,
Ooh.
big people time.
Well, probably be playing New World this Thursday, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Got to catch up
I
with
can
New
I can
World.
probably play it tonight after Fractals or something. I'll try. I'll download it. I'll start the download after the podcast.
For what? Humankind?
For Humankind, yeah.
Ah.
Well, like Planix was raving about it, and now Zeb is. Well, she's probably raving about it as well. She's raving about it.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give it a try. I think it's interesting. Yeah, I don't think it's my type of game usually, but I'll give it a try.
What is that game actually about? Like, what do you do in that? Because I've been hearing about that game, and I kind of seen pictures of it, but like I have no clue what is it.
It's a strategy game where you play as a civilization, right? And you need to gain the most amount of fame points for doing different historical stuff like killing other units, building districts. What else is there? Gaining influence, making money, making babies.
Understand the name now. How
So
humankind, yeah.
it is civilization, but a little bit different, I guess, with some differences. The combat is much better than civilization. I actually have been enjoying combat from time to time. Manual combat in there was pretty fun. And also, Pingu, don't be afraid of like. I never tried a 4X game. I also thought that I'm trash at strategies in general. But you just download the game. You start with the easiest difficulty. You realize that it's a literal piece of cake, and you build up to the harder ones. And it's like, oh wait, I actually can do this.
I never even played Civilizations or any similar game. I think the closest game I ever played to this is maybe like, I don't know if you can consider like Age of Empires, the old ones to this or something similar.
I think it's way different, but yeah, like the RTS as games are probably the closest thing to me as well. Like I only played like Age of Empires like pretty late. I did play a lot of Age of Mythology as a kid though. Pretty good. But that also consisted of me just making a Titan and then smashing everything.
Oh god, this actually kind of reminds me of like an old game that I just tried out for like one single bullshit thing. I think its name was Black and White or something, where we were playing like a God Hand or something, you know? I actually don't know the name exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It was so... I don't know, it was just like a friend showing the game to me that you can play as some kind of god or whatever, and you are just like a hand or something, and you can just do whatever you want, you know, like kill people, help them, whatever. And it was just like... I don't know, just punishing people everywhere.
Wait, you managed to get a copy of the game last year? Peter Molyneux game? Wait, where we AOM? Wait, I'm confusion. I'm not following anymore. Sorry.
Peter Molyneux.
Peter Molyneux. That's the guy behind.
Wait.
Behind Fable.
Did hold on.
I think Xeb disconnected.
Oh yeah, it died. Hold on. Yep. Sorry. Hello, Xeb again. Yeah. I just actually noticed that your picture was completely black, and I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah, sorry, my Discord just had a stroke. It was like,
no, it's fine. I actually still don't get it. Why am I having like constant bit rates dropping? Like it just red and green like every 5 seconds. And I'm wondering why is the stream not lagging for people? Oh well.
The mystery of the internet.
It wasn't even the internet though. For me, it was just Discord itself. It was like I can't leave anymore. I cannot function. I'm gonna close myself and never come back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna commit die, you know, and just.
But yeah, Noxy, are you unaware of Peter Molyneux, the guy, you know, the massive overhype lord? He made the word overhype.
Really?
Yeah. Peter Molyneux has basically like he's very much known for the Fable franchise, but he basically like he sells, you know, the game like, oh dude, it has everything. This is the perfect game. Oh. Like you can do all these things, and afterwards kind of a little bit of a letdown. There's also a very famous video of him promoting like Project Milo on like the original Kinect for Xbox. Yeah, it's a very funny video to look back at it. How they presented that. To be honest, all the Kinect stuff is kind of cringe looking back at it now, but. I think after Fable 3, basically, he took the gun himself. He's alive, but he's no longer like Lionhead Studios. I think is he left that, and yeah, he's out of the picture.
I haven't played so many of these games. Like, I actually not really the type that plays many games. I just usually stick by like 2 games or something. and they just don't try anything. And then when I end up trying something good, I'm like very hooked.
I think the last game besides Guild Wars 2 that kind of did it for me was DRG. DRG was very good.
The
Yep.
Galactic. Yeah, that's actually fun. Actually, haven't played since when they announced the big patch or something with the new guns and stuff. I'm actually still waiting for the new guns.
Well, yeah, the patch's not out yet. Like I think it's like releasing in November.
Ah, more waiting.
Yeah, we'll play again. There's at least modding support now, so technically, the modders could add in the weapons before they can.
Yeah, that's actually true. Wait, does it mean they can actually like even like mod more weapons into the game?
Probably, yeah.
Wow, that's actually okay. I like modding now.
Well, I don't know. Like I haven't checked it out. I'm kind of like I have so many things I would like to play. Like I want to play like Forewarned, but I need kind of like Ray and Chera and Spire for that as well, because they're the Phasmo crew, right?
Yeah.
You got to play the spooky games with them. I still really want to try like the Star Trek like deck commander game, but obviously in VR. But I kind of need Planix for that because Planix is big like Star Trek fan, and I think Ray wanted in on that as well. I think Chera as well. I would honestly love to do a Guild Wars 1 playthrough with friends and just like actually have like 8 humans instead of like me and 7 heroes.
Yeah, I mean you can still play with like 1-2 heroes extra, because for some you will actually need eventually, like for Nightfall you actually need, so you can't really plan with it. But like full humans. Although actually I do not advise to like start with like prophecies. That's like such a turn off for if you are completely new to Guild Wars 1.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's I still keep telling to people or like friends that I like, oh, I actually bought the game and I'm gonna try it out, but I wanna go into order, so I'm gonna start with prophecies. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Because it will just turn you off so hard that you will just quit the game in like 2 days and never look back. And then they are like, but I want to play it on the timeline, and I'm like, it's not on a timeline. They are playing on the exact same time. Basically, they have like half a year differences, lore wise. That's how they play.
I think it's a little more though. Like I think between like factions and Nightfall I had like 2 years or so.
It's a 3 years, but because technically,
3, right?
Because technically, factions. Well, it's because it's all depends on the starting lore, or how to say, on the starting area. That's how the timeline goes, and by the time you get to the end of factions, you already have like some time spent already, and by the time you actually get to the end of Nightfall, there is again more time. So it's kind of but it's very very minor, so there's like nothing really, especially because Nightfall doesn't even know much about like factions like Kanta, like what happened there or what's up, except for maybe your hero if it's from there. But no. Actually, always I actually always say to start with factions.
Yeah, I would say the same. But yeah, like that's definitely I want to something I want to set up because I love that game and I love playing through that game, and I haven't played that game with like 8 other people since I want
10
to
years.
say yeah, well most likely, yeah.
Yeah, kind of sad.
I think it will be really interesting. I think it will also be an incredibly meme experience.
Xeb have to try it as well one day maybe.
We'll get the dad in.
I think I did try Guild Wars 1 at some point, but I didn't get far. It was just,
I mean, in a way, I would like to try and start from like prophecies, but it's gonna be really funny how you're gonna do like leveling together, because you're gonna start with the ability to only have a party with one other player. So if you have 8 players, you're gonna start with you're gonna start with 4 groups of 2, which will then go into 2 groups of 4, then into, I guess, 2 groups of 6 with the rest is just other henchmen or something, into
Yeah.
one full group of 8. So like I think for like maybe literally the last 6 missions, you're going to be playing with 8 people in one group.
Yeah, literally
It's kind of silly.
the last few missions only for
Yeah.
8 people, because you still don't have 8 people on Crystal Desert.
Yeah, well, actually, Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair is the first time.
Yeah,
Play
that's
with 8 people.
true. Yeah. Yeah, because you do need 8 people there, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, it will be interesting to get like 8 people together. I think. Well, and 8 people you can kind of deal with for 3 games.
Yeah. It's also kind of because it's more team based, so not everyone can just play what they want. Yeah, you still need someone like 2-person to heal, or like be like a prot monk, or and it can be like brainlessly go like you can do in like Gears 2, that you need like, oh, everyone is like 6 assassin and then we have 2 monks and it's GG. It's not like that.
No, you gotta really think. Well, yeah, you gotta think about your comp a
Yeah.
little bit.
You need you need like casters, like you need like backline, you need like the frontliners, and it's more strategic than Guild Wars 2.
In a way, yes, and in a way, no. Right?
Oh yeah. I mean, of course, it will be much easier when you know everything. Like you can like steamroll through so many things with easy groups, not just heroes or henchmen. But
thing is, like, how do you want to like build stuff, right? Because I can understand that, yes, you do want like a team that can beat everything, but on the other hand, like you need to allow a little bit of freedom, because there's going to be people that have never played the game before.
Just never give new people healers.
Yeah.
Because that will be a very, very tiring experience, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, I would definitely like to play like something like a soul twisting ritualist or something. I think that is very, very easy but very, very chill gameplay.
I think that's why I actually don't advise prophecies ever for new players, because it's actually way more punishing for like not understanding the game and your build and what you are doing. Because if you just go in and just like stand in one place when you are like a caster, and then just I don't know, 4 char warriors just charge at you and just like you melee you to that in like basically 2 seconds.
Yep.
And they are like, oh, I did not just die, and just you die. It won't really save you, and you just keep getting that penalty. This is really fun.
Getting ganked by 4 char warriors.
God, I actually remember the first times I played the game, like, holy crap, like it sucked so hard in like prophecies first, like, oh god. I literally dread prophecies because I had so bad experiences starting off that I just don't want to go back ever there.
It's kind of funny because I actually think that my prophecies experience was way better than my factions experience.
Yeah, it can vary, honestly. Like factions isn't really that better much, well, because the difficulty spikes really super fast in factions, like right away. Yeah, just feels like, oh yeah, go outside, see these like level 0 mobs, you can just melee them to that like with like one shot, and then the next mission is like, yeah, there is like 10 billion enemies there, kill them all, or you will die in 1 second. Like,
any Zendajan enjoyers?
Yeah. Or the mini statue estate,
that one was fine because it's only like 2 mobs at the same time. Zendajan just like fucking murders you.
and there is the gas, and then like, protect Master Togo because they can die, and they are just standing in the fucking miasma like, I'm dying. Oh, actually,
that is one thing I don't miss, by the way. Like
yeah.
NPCs killing themselves.
Oh god, that's so stupid. And that's what actually just reminds me one thing. I'm not sure if you two remember, but they kept saying a lot of times on Reddit or anywhere else really that like EOD or something should have like heroes or henchmen back. And I'm like, why the fuck do you want that? Like the AI in the game is even worse than it was like in Guild Wars 1. Like, why would you want something like that? And it's completely useless.
Because finding friends
is
hard, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to be finding friends in an MMO.
Yeah.
I want to get me some NPCs, some, nice AI boys and girls, and they do the job for me.
Yeah.
I sit back and I enjoy the story. Okay? Okay?
Okay. I actually have a pretty good story about that. There was once a very wise man who basically said these words: "People cannot seem to find 5 more people, 5 more people." This legend was known as MMO Inks. He was. You can also follow him on Twitter still. It's not like at MMO Inks anymore or something, but yeah. Yeah, like looking for people in my MMO, like having to play with others. Yikes, dude! I want to do everything alone. Actually, I do have a funny thingy about that as well. We very often meme about Guild Wars 2 is like playing alone together, right?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, I work at a high school, and I set up these like practical lab classes for chemistry, biology, and physics. And very often, at the end of their high school period, they have to take like a practical class test, which requires them to work solo, all alone, and do like a set of tasks that we set out, and then have to answer a bunch of questions. And then after they do that, usually they go through, and it's fine. But while like the 4 or 5 years prior to that happening, they usually work in pairs during those classes, where they're doing like, so for example, if they have to like light up a Bunsen burner, they would do that together. But we always try to like teach them like, you're working together, but you need to be able to do these things alone. So you should, when you're doing these actions, you should do them alone, and then the other person should do them. And I've actually been using the term working alone together to describe the way they should handle these classes. And yeah, they actually got it, working alone together. Yeah. Yeah, working alone together, it works.
Alone together. I mean, it kind of makes sense. More like in like an ironic way.
We're all separate clowns moving as one circus.
I wish that every uni project was working alone together instead of working together. Oh, what a wonderful world that would be.
What do you do? I mean, how does it work even there actually?
What do you mean?
In like uni, because you are in uni right now. I mean, not right now,
Yes.
right now, but
Yes.
You're calling from the uni.
Yes, I'm sitting right here. It's actually my lecture time right now.
For the past 2 hours.
Yeah. But I don't know, you just get assigned, if you're lucky, then like 2 random people. If you're unlucky, then up to 5, I guess, random people, if not more, that you need to do something with. If you're lucky again, it's just a presentation. If you're unlucky, like we were last year, it's a full-blown primary research of some subject, and you just die inside while you do everything with the like one other person that is alive, and the other 4 bodies are, they're just there. They're in the Telegram chat. They're chilling. They decided on what topic you are going to work on, but that was about it.
Oh god,
If there's one thing I don't miss, it's these type of work groups, right? Holy stuff.
I actually had.
Like,
go on, say.
no, like it's just like I very frequently had to work together for like an entire quarter with like 8 other people,
Oh,
and like I don't know. I sometimes do get really mad, and I never get violent, right? And there has been this one time where I actually got so mad that I was very afraid that at one point if he had made like a wrong move or if he had like talked back to me, I would have actually punched the guy in the face.
no.
Dude, I don't miss working in those types of groups. It's like
The,
these situations happen at work as well, where some other people are delivering more content to the project than you are, or not everyone's you know giving content equal amounts of of stuff. But man, do I not miss these situations.
well, I actually didn't have too many group uh, stuff in school, honestly, because obviously I didn't really had that type of schooling or education either. I mean that high, so I wasn't in like university or like really high education. But even in school, when we had like group tasks or whatever for a few hours, we were like I don't even know, like it was like usually if I remember back, there was like a few examples. We had to make like 5-person groups, and it was every single time I was with one of my classmates, and only me and she was doing everything for, for the group. Like we were just so used to be together because we knew that me and her could like actually do the thing instead of like the for the entire group. And it was just like I don't know, like it just feels a little bit bad when you work your ass off, and then there is 3 more people who are like, getting the credit for your works, and they literally do nothing. They just just chilling, chatting in the background, like literally giving zero fucks about the whole task, and we are like try harding together, 2 person, like, okay, how this works, okay, how do we present this, okay, what should we use, and we have like 2 hours to actually finish this, which is for 5 person, not for 2 person. uh, so I only really had like bad experience and memories about this.
Yeah, the many experiences of group work. Oh.
This is bad.
Yeah. My favorite part of it also was, well, another favorite part was that when we since it was our first year of bachelors, we came up to our module leader and we were like, hey, dude, we understand it's all good and chill, but we're kind of doing the work of 6 people by only 2 people. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we feel a little bad. And the answer was always, well, just group manage better. And you're like, the fuck am I supposed to do? I like, how am I supposed to influence people who don't want to work to work? I'm not paying them. I can't fire them. I'm not their manager and I'm not their mom.
I mean, you are
Like,
you are their dad.
just group manage.
I do somewhat understand this more nowadays. That like as a teacher, like I've had this happen as well, where like at the end of the like at their high school period, they also have to make this like masterpiece, you know, type of thing. I can't find the exact English word for it. Um, but they have to basically like show, oh yeah, we have like mastery over a specific subject in a certain field, blah blah blah. And I very regularly get like one guy that just always just shows up to your office and he's like, oh yeah, we want this and this and this. I'm like, where's your teammate? Like where's the oh yeah, he's just downstairs, talking. It's like, yeah, he's not really doing anything. And at that point I'm like, yeah, but the thing is, like, you can't just say like, oh yeah, you'll just do this on your own, we'll just scratch the guy out and he'll like graduate next year or something. You can't really do that as a
Yeah.
teacher either. um like it's so difficult as a teacher to kind of like kick people out of those types of groups, because that means you're gonna get so much shit if you do that. So I do understand where he's coming from, and I also know how
Yeah,
fucking annoying it is.
definitely. But he handled it bad in the moment. To be fair, like he did come off as not giving a crap about what's going on. But in the next trimester that we had, he implemented like group ranking. So all of us were ranking our teammates, which is arguably, I mean, not very ethical, kind of toxic. Yeah, but uh, fair point in my opinion. Most of the people ranked each other highly, anyways. Apart from one group who again had a dude like not provide anything, where they were able to just put a 0 for him and he didn't get the grade because he didn't do shit for them. So I think that's kind of, the group assessment where you have to do everything on your own, but you can at least influence the end result, because it's extremely unlikely that people will try to mess up somebody else's grades unless they're very traumatic. But I have never seen that in real life, to be completely fair.
Another sort of easy fix for this is to like have like personal assessments. Yes, it will take a lot of your time, but if you talk to one of these people about the subject and they just don't know jack shit, you very easily know that you're kind of scuffed, or they're kind of scuffed, so you can adjust their grade. That's probably also why we always have presentations at the end of that like well piece of work they have to hand in. Yep.
Yep, definitely a good
Okay.
option.
Actually, I'm gonna just ask one more thing before I kind of wrap up this stream, because we are on these kind of school-like experiences, but I was actually kind of curious, but what was your your f- uh, your worst experience with a teacher in school? Any age, really, just like your worst that you had, that you think was the worst experience with a teacher, or some kind of you know mm, um
I do know what it was, but I'm not gonna tell it here.
well, no, that's fine.
I'm very sorry. I'm not gonna tell it
No,
here.
no. Is there something something different that you can tell? Something that was like bad, like they just kept like being asshole to you or something. I'm like not really asking for like very specific thing, but like where you just had like a very bad experience with a teacher, because they were just I don't know, like I had there, who were just absolute assholes with you for no reason.
No, I don't know. I was a pretty like chill kid, and I don't think I ever really had like no I can't, no, not from the top of my head. There's one experience, and I'm not gonna call it.
That's kind of nice,
That's fine.
actually, somewhat, still, because I had a lot. Zeb, did you had any any like very bad experience in your
I think
life?
mostly I was really lucky with teachers. There was one interesting one though. When I was in sixth, I think, or maybe seventh grade, I switched schools. And so, in that new school, we had an amazing math teacher. It was an old lady who was
Wow.
adamant to teach us by a textbook, a math textbook. Well, or I don't know, maybe not a textbook, but you know what I mean. A
Yeah.
book that was intended for people who were applying to one of the like most difficult faculties in the Moscow State University. So it was for big brains that are
Oh,
applying for university. We were in sixth or seventh grade, and we were ready to cry because we were like we came there all smart and like, yeah, it was we're in this new cool school. We thought that we got here, we have the big brain, we're going to achieve great things. And then you meet that lady who just tells you, no, you're absolute fucking garbage. You can't be on the level of that dude who is applying to Moscow State University. You're nothing.
And you just became people hands, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Actually, that was pretty sad. But for some reasons, she kind of mellowed out as the year went on, and I guess she kind of gave up on us.
Wow. Wow.
She was like, oh, okay, I can't bully them into being smart. Oh well, might as well not even try.
It doesn't work.
Am I the only one with like very bad experiences with fucking teachers? I'm so surprised, honestly.
Well, maybe you were just the naughty.
No, I wasn't actually. Oh. I was I was typically the silent, everyone can bully kid. Typically, but probably the worst one I had was, there was actually two super bad experience, but I'm gonna just only say the second one because the first is a little bit too harsh. But when I went to art school after graduating, and it was basically 2 years after me graduating, and I went to art school for a year because I was like, yeah, I was already doing like, hobby art, just drawing digitally here and there, kind of got like into the mood. And it was like, so I went there in hopes that maybe I can learn to draw better or maybe develop a style, I don't know, I had no clue where to go. I had no, papers for a job. So I went there, and my PhD art teacher, which was on the top and was also the substitute, what do you call it, principal or whatever, and he actually wanted me to fail the whole year at the beginning of the school already, but nobody told me who was it. And it only turned out on the very end. And 3 months before the year ended, he made me make a test, like a special test about art and like art history, and basically a bunch of subjects. So I did, and he told me that it just sucks and I just failed. So goodbye. And I was like, what? And he just sat down, like I was literally alone in the whole giant classroom, and he just sat down in front of me and just looked at me, and he told me that I really shouldn't force this thing, that I'm there in the school, and I should just like give up and just don't even bother with art or anything related to it. And I was so shocked, and I was like, what? I'm like doing art for like 3 years now, all by myself. And he was like, he just basically outright told me that he doesn't like my art. He told me that I can draw. He kind of, polite but harsh way told me that my art sucks, basically. I can't really quote it because it wouldn't really make sense in English, but whatever. But he just told me that he will fail me for the year, and I shouldn't bother with like, redoing the whole stuff, because he is the judge over these and he decides who gets, who passes. So I have zero chance to even just try or to stay there. So he just told me to just pick up all I have and just go home. And that's what I did that day in art school, like before the 3 months before we had the final exams. I just picked up and I was like, yeah, goodbye then, and then just went home in the middle of the class. That was like, I wasn't like, crying or anything, but I was super mega sad for sure, because it's like everything was so fucking expensive to get into the art school, buy the equipment, because they actually needed like, very, very
like a specific
stuff, like specific and like very quality stuff, to actually work with. So it was super expensive, and I also had for the travel cost all the time to get there, which was basically monthly like 50 euro extra, which was just bullshit anyway, but whatever. And that was just like all gone. and the only time I went back to the school was when I just placed down my student card, whatever ID bullshit. And that's what it. But this was just such a asshole move. Like, I just still can't comprehend that like an art teacher tells a student that your art sucks and just don't bother with it. Like, nah, that's just no, fuck off.
It may just be stereotypical, but whenever I hear these types of stories, it's always art teachers for some reason. I do actually. Now that you were talking about that, I do remember a story. This wasn't me. This was a like an old classmate, because I at one point did fail a year and I have to go back. Um, but I don't think I can fully quote it what he said, but because I heard this afterwards. He told her, "You should probably stop bothering with economics and just find a job that involves a red light." And yeah,
Oof.
yeah. Uh, this is also a red-haired girl, and I think he made a comment about her hair as well. And yeah, that teacher did actually get
Wow.
fired.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember hearing that and first laughing and then thinking, that is actually not very nice. Maybe you shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
And I do remember a story, and I'll tell this now. But this was really fucking silly, because especially because of where I work now. When we were at high school in my very first year, there was this very common trend of like people just using the school PCs to look up porn. Like we were not just like we're not doing the deed. It was just like funny, ha ha ha. Like this woman is getting
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was a thing about a horse and a dog, and well, anyways, like, and no joke, by the way, I'm not joking about that. But there was this one guy in our class who was very much like, "Oh, dude, you're gonna get caught one day," and he ratted this out to the janitor, and the janitor caught like the seven of us, like looking at this stuff at the school PCs. And like there were like 50 kids were actively doing this. I remember that because it was like half the school was just doing this. Teachers knew about it as well, and we were made an example out of. And the best part is, the guy who caught us that day, I now work at that school, so he remembered.
Ooh.
I work with a guy that remembers that he caught me 10 years ago watching at at porn at a school PC. Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of funny though.
Yeah, it is pretty funny, and he actually he mentioned this as well, that he didn't forget. Like a few weeks ago,
Just to make sure.
He did not forget that happened.
Asserted dominance,
Yeah, he asserted dominance. Now this is a really funny guy. This guy, he used to be a jailer, unlike Zoval. Oh, Zoval's also the jailer, but he used to be a guard in a jail before he got the job as janitor at the school that I was going to.
Wow.
But yeah, that it's not a well. Look at the time, it was a pretty bad experience. Now it's actually pretty funny, especially since this guy's now my coworker, and in a way, he's my superior. It's kind of funny as well.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay, that's a fun story, that's for sure.
And that's a good story to maybe end on.
Yeah. All right. Well, we had our time, though. So.
Yeah, just casually watching bestiality at school. So, fine.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean, it's yeah. I'm actually not gonna comment on that though.
Yeah.
Let's just stay.
And on that note, Noxy is gonna.
Yeah. We are. Let us just end it here, though. Yeah, it's been 2 hours, and it was 2 great hours too. I really enjoyed. I actually agree that 2 hours is just enough for this. These. Yeah. No need to go much further. So yeah. We had. How do you even end podcasts anyway? Like, let's just go with like. Do you want to say anything, Xeb, for final moments? Before we all go away.
I guess thank you for having me. It's been a great pleasure to spend an evening with you. It's been nice to see so many familiar faces and names in chat. And yeah, great stories, especially the last one. Perfect ending. Just
Oh yes. Wait, did Leguama actually? Oh, Leguama probably did hear it. Shit. Leguama now knows. He knows about the story.
he
Oh,
knows the secret.
He knows the secret. Yeah.
all right. Lyn, do you want to finish it off with something?
Yes, I'm gonna make pizza, and it's gonna be fucking great.
Ah, no, you made me hungry. I just have like fucking ham at home or whatever. No.
Yeah. Yeah, and exactly. I also want to say Lagumba. Lagumba.
Lagumba.
Lagumba.
Well, with
And
that,
thank you very much for having me.
I mean,
as
of
well,
course.
for the second time. Yeah.
I mean, of course. I mean, I do plan to have people back here and there after a while. You know, I just don't want to like repeatedly have the same people, obviously, because it's kind of, I don't know. But yeah. So, since this was like a delayed podcast, I will have a second podcast, the third podcast, next weekend. So I actually won't, I will kind of spoil it because I did spoil it before already, but I will have Chera Fox here next weekend, and Ravalicious with me.
Wait, so I'm not allowed to go back. I'm now off the podcast.
What?
No, I'm fired.
No,
Team,
you will be back.
another
Don't worry.
podcast kept me.
You know that you are scheduled with someone for the future, someone very very nice that I know as well. But I need to find a non-busy date for that. But yeah, you know the you know the thing, Lyn.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, sure.
I'm excited. It's
So,
gonna be fun to listen to it from the other side.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, thank you too for being here and actually accepting my invite. It's kind of hard to find people near sometimes, you know, because I'm still going with like people that I know very well, kind of, or consider close friends, whatever. I don't know what to say. Sorry. I don't know how to finish a stream properly. But yeah, thanks for people for coming and listening, and again, thank you, Xeb, for coming, and Lyn for coming as well.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the end of it, and thanks again for watching, and thank you, by the way, for the subs or sub at the beginning. I just didn't want to interrupt during the podcast for that, but thank you for the follows and subs in that case. So let that be the end. Thank you again. Have a good night, afternoon, morning, noon, midnight, whatever, where you are. Have fun, people, and with that, let's close this. See you, See you guys.